TONEX ONE has been around a while now, but with the arrival of the Valeton GP-5, is it game over? In this video we're going to compare the two units feature by feature, looking at the specifications of both of them. At the end of the video you can make your decision and you tell me which one you think is the way forward. Will you sell your TONEX? Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's look at the basics, one feature at a time. So, loading captures, yes, obviously they both load captures, that's their main selling point. So, the Valeton does this thing called Snaptone technology, but it's essentially NAM captures. It loads NAM captures and it converts them into its own format, but it's loading NAM captures which are free, detailed, very good, and growing very, very rapidly. You know what? I think NAM could well be the future of a lot of things. TONEX, on the other hand, has its own format of captures, and the quality again is very, very good. In tests, look at Leo Gibson's videos. He's done a lot of great videos on comparing the captures, and the NAM captures come out as better than the TONEX, and the TONEX come out as really good. And yes, the Snaptone conversion pulls it back a little bit. Can you create captures on each unit? Well, in short, no you can't. With the TONEX it comes with software, but then you need extra hardware, either the TONEX version or a reamp box to then do your own captures. And the Valeton, well, there's no Valeton as far as I'm aware method of capturing, but you can use a reamp box and create NAM captures with the NAM software and then just drop it in to your Valeton. So yes, you can create captures with both, but you'll need a computer and you will need one of those little boxes. Cab IRs, yes, they both do cab IRs. The Valeton lets you load 20 cab IRs into it. It's got 20 of its own and 20 user ones, whereas the TONEX has cab IRs baked into the presets, and you set it up in the software, then you take your preset and load it into your TONEX. So you need your computer to make your TONEX patch and then drop that into your pedal. As far as cab bypass is concerned, yep, they both do cab bypass. Be warned though, if you've got a capture that's got a cab baked into it, I don't think you can do much about that on the Valeton, but you can have a capture that's not got a cab baked into it and then load a separate cab and then just turn it off if you want to. Or just not bother to put a cab IR into that patch in the first place. EQs. Yes, they both got EQ. The Valeton has 5-band EQs. It's got 2 different frequency sets for a guitar and 2 different sets for a bass. And then it's got a Mesa version, which I'm assuming is from one of them. The TONEX has a 3-band parametric that's got a deep control and a bass control, and you can put that either in front or behind your capture. A customizable signal path. Well, yep, in the Valeton you can just put things mostly where you want. There are some restrictions, but not a great deal. And the TONEX, yes, you've got to have your amp in the middle, but the blocks, or most of them, you can put either side of the amp captures. Noise gate, yep, they've both got a noise gate. A lot of people whinge about the TONEX noise gate, especially the metal lads, but the noise gate on the Valeton is based on an ISP decimator, which is a bit of a classic noise gate. Number of effects? Well, Valeton up to 9 effects. TONEX has 5 effects, but crucially it has no drives. The Valeton does. We'll come on to drives in a second. So where does that put us so far? Well, we're largely level, I think, so far, except for the big miss on the TONEX, which is no drive pedals. Let's look at some effects. Compression. Valeton, yes, there's 2. One's based on Achilles and one's based on a Ross. The TONEX has its own compressor, but it's only got the one, but you can put it either in front or behind. Modulation. Okay, so the TONEX has a modulation block, and in that modulation block you can choose from either a chorus, tremolo, phaser, flanger, or a rotary, but you can only have one at a time. The Valeton lets you choose from quite a lot of things, and you can have more than one block. It's got 2 choruses, an Aerion and a bass ensemble. It's got a jet flanger with a negative feedback. That's like an underwatery thing they say. It's got a phaser, which is based on the Phase 90, a univibe, a roto, a vibrato, and 3 tremolos. What you're going to do with 3 tremolos, I really don't know, but you know, enjoy. More effects, delay. Okay, the Tonex has a digital delay, and it's got a tape delay, and you can choose between ping pong and not ping ponging. The Valeton has a digital delay, an analog, a slapback, a sweep echo, a tape, a tube, a reverse, a ring mod, a sweep, and a ping pong. I think the Valeton wins on that one, doesn't it? Reverbs. The Tonex has got quite nice reverbs. It's got 4 spring reverbs, it's got a room, and it's got a plate. So that's 6 reverbs in total. The Valeton has an air, a room, a hall, a church, a large plate, a small plate, a spring, an N-star sparkly, don't know what that is, a deep C deep, and a sweet space modulated. So it's got some, I'm guessing they're quite ambient delays, and then it's got all your stock other stuff as well. So, you know, Valeton, man, I love my Tonex as well. Okay, wah. The Valeton has got an auto wah and a touch wah. The Tonex has none. Overdrives, well, we know the Tonex has got none, but listen to this. The Valeton has a green, which is a tube screamer, a yellow, I'm guessing an OD1, a super, which looks to me like an SD1, an SM dist, oh, it's a DS1, isn't it? A Pulsetron, which is based on the MXR. Is it LA Charger MI Audio? Or Lat Charger? It's probably a really famous one that I've never heard of. But it's got that. A Darktail, which is a rat. That's some interesting name for a rat, a Darktail. Okay. It's got a fuzz with 2 fuzzes. A Sora fuzz and a red haze, both fuzz phase variants. And a bass overdrive as well. There's a lot of drives there. A lot. Tonex has none. Two wins there for Valeton. Okay, pitch effects. Tonex, nil point again, I'm afraid. The Valeton has an octave, it's got a pitch shifter harmonizer, and it's got a detune. MIDI. The Tonex One does not do MIDI control. That's its other Achilles heel. Its 2 big Achilles heels really are no overdrives and no MIDI. The Valeton, you can control via MIDI. It's a bit quirky, so I think you've got to do it all via control change, but it does MIDI. And you can control it with Mvave chocolate thing. You could have one of them, the MIDI Captain. But with that and the Valeton, you've got a really powerful bit of kit there, really. Because you can switch things in and out, you can change presets. But then, you know, MIDI control is huge. Tuners, yes, they've both got tuners. Obviously they have. Tap tempo. I can't find it on the Valeton. Looking deeply through the manual, I can't find the tap tempo, which is a bit of a miss, but it may come in hardware updates. The Tonex, yes, you can. It does do tap tempo. Now, gapless switching, they both claim pretty gapless switching, which is great, which means with the Valeton, it's almost like having a quad Cortex that's that big, isn't it? Okay, extra stuff. Well, the Valeton comes with an app for your phone to control it with. And to be fair, there's not really a lot of space on the thing. It's that small to put any control surfaces or anything like that. So you use your phone. And you know what? If you're at a gig, you're probably not going to want to faff about with it. And if you do, the best place to stand is in front of the PA, not at your amp or crouching over on the floor. If you go out front and you've got your phone to do a minor tweak, you can hear the out front sound with your guitar and you just tweak it on your phone. You know, like when you've got a digital mixing desk and you take your iPad out front and you do the whole mix from out front, you can hear the whole thing crystal clear. You can do that with your guitar sound if you do it with a phone app or an iPad app or whatever you're going to run it on. So I think that's quite a bonus. The other bonus with the Valeton is that you can power it via USB. So if you've got a chocolate MIDI controller, you can run your power supply into that, then a link from the chocolate to your Valeton, does all your MIDI link and powers the Valeton. That's a Great little feature. Extras with the Tonex, well, you get Amplitude 5, and you get a standalone version of the VST plugin. And the plugin is great. I use that all the time. Yeah, there's quite a lot to digest there. Clearly, functionality as far as MIDI and drives are concerned, it's Valeton, isn't it? NAM profiles, I think, are going to take over the world, and they're going to really give the big boys a hard time. You know what? Feature-wise, do I need to say it? Do I really need to say it? I'm not going to say it. You tell me. Put it in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Man.